We are all fragments from the shattering of the common soul. Do not look at the bodies, look at the desires that are inside. Inside each of us is a part of the desire of the first man, of the single complete vessel. In order to restore this vessel, we need to connect our desires, mine, yours, his, of all of us, of all of humanity. Do we want this? Of course not. However, it is important to understand that without this, we will not get out of trouble. The pandemic will not end. Humanity will face very big problems that will not leave us until we understand that we need to correct the connection between us. Problems will strike in such a direction that we will understand that only our good connection can correct everything. But we will not want this connection, and then the apocalyptic war will break out between our egoism, which does not want any connection. And the fact is that we must connect, or we will have nothing good, no success in anything, not even in simply surviving. Then people will realize what an abyss of egoism they are in, because I would rather die than connect with the other. I hate this man so much that I cannot take the life-saving medicine from him. He gives me medicine, but he is my enemy, so I turn my back to him without taking the cure, and I die. Yet I have a choice: to overcome my hatred and approach him with love and the recognition that he wants to help me. I take his medicine and get well. When we are connected, we can go together with him to a third person, then to the fourth, and thus convince everyone to receive this potion of life. However, this will be extremely difficult to do. The pride that rises in every person kills him, and he cannot cope with it. Only after falling to the ground, as an author once wrote, "Dust, dust, how obstinate you are," and annulling yourself to a complete zero, can you gradually get out of trouble. There is no other way. We need corrections. All this is opposite to our nature, and therefore, it is impossible to do it alone, but only by working in a small group that consists of 10 people or less. Then each of us is under the influence of the other, and this allows us to rise above personal calculations and establish a common attitude. It will be easy to make this choice if you constantly come back to it and not remember it only once a week. If I keep thinking that I would do it no matter how disgusting and hateful it is, I get used to this idea, to these conversations. Habit becomes a second nature. It all depends on how we try to bring ourselves back to the right thought. Even if this thought is unpleasant and undesirable to me, there is no choice. I try again and again. Then suddenly I notice that by constantly returning to the state that I did not want to hear about, I begin to perceive it in the opposite way. How can this be? I used to hate them terribly. I completely rejected them, and now I do not. The enemy becomes a part of my life. I hated them. I pushed them away. I did not want to see or hear them. They just infuriated me. And suddenly, they become an integral part of the picture. They are still against me, but without them, the picture will be incomplete. Then I discover that I really need this part. This is how we learn to work with both hatred and love, with opposite forces, and we see that there is a place for everything. This is opposite to the ways in our world where every country tries to defeat and destroy its neighbor. They do not understand that they will never succeed because our development is not going in this direction, but rather in ensuring that everyone has a place.